Okay guys, we got the flight plan in, and let's see, there was some slight changes because it keeps raining off and on. Testing today the OBS. I'm going to put in the Map Enhancement and Lossless Scaling to see how it does on the frames. I did some changing after reading a couple of forums. I've taken the MSAA out completely, lowered the texture resolution, and put the FXAA in. I'm also using the Zinc plugin bridge, even though I do have the NVIDIA card 3060, and so let's see how that goes. I'm still experimenting with different ways of holding that controlling that frame rate. Alright, so let's close things up. We seem to have everything. Let's do this here. Rjgg Nagoya. The SID is going to be Cheetah 3 RNAV. Matter of fact, let's take that out. First, gotta go to airport taxi. Then we'll go to Cheetah 3 RNAV. I'm using the numbers off of runway 36, so that if we need it, we can use the heads-up display. So I already have 111.9 in the box on my side, and let's see, 117.8 is the VOR. And we have that in the first officer side. Okay. Alright, so also I had read in the forum, oh no, it was on Facebook under the Zibo directory. It was a guy that somebody had made a tutorial for the Cpdlc, and so Zibo has it, so I'm going to, it's a training. You don't connect to Vatsim unless you want to, but actually you don't, you just test it out to see. It's more like a training program. So what we're going to do, we're going to check it out. DL link, go to ATC, we're going to go to notify, and your flight number should be there and your city pairs will be there. And so this is a, you should have an account at Hoppies ACARS. You should have an account there. And so what you want to do is this training tool, the airport, the ATC center is going to be Echo Papa Whiskey Whiskey, and that goes right up here. Now, you want to notify the service to initiate it, and you just got to wait a few minutes. It's going to say terminated here on the top, but then you're going to get a message right here on the bottom saying it's established. And if you, there it is, ATC communications established. Alright, so we're all set. So what we'll do is that when we're airborne, we'll start putting in testing our reporting times, things like that, according to the flight plan, because we are going over water. This is ETOPS operations, and we'll see how that works out. And if you look at, if you have a laptop or a tablet, you go to the Hoppy website, look under the online services, and just go to the home page here. If you go to Hobby ACARS, click on that, then click on where it says Network Details on the navigation bar. Then you look at Stations Online, and you go to the page that says Non, and then you look up the EPWW. You go to that page, and then it'll tell you that you're logged in. So a lot of people are using it, which is pretty cool. And it should be, you should get your times and everything out of there. And that's just when you make your reports. Okay, so we're on. So let's start to close it up. And we'll get ready to go. Okay guys, I did a little finagling. Hopefully you can see this page. Hopefully I got the OBS set up right. But I'm not on Vatsim, so if you hit non page there, and there's this training tool that's been helping everybody. I thank God for the guys who put this together, Echo Papa Whiskey Whiskey. If you click on that, see there's a whole bunch of folks who are using the program itself, okay? And all you have to do is just have an account with Hoppies, and then you're good to go. So as you can see on this page, you see my United 136 had already checked in, and I put in that Sabri and that impret, so that information is in there. Also, you click on your flight number and you got your own page, and here are all of the messages that you put in. So here is your Sabri 247 and IPRET at 250. So this way you can keep track. All you have to do is just refresh the screen and you're good to go. So this is a good way to start practicing on that. Hopefully this has been helpful, because I really want to start crossing the Atlantic and start talking to clearance, to oceanic clearance. As a matter of fact, San Francisco Radio Flight Service Station was up the other day, and they caught me on the way out of Guam, but I sent the text through the Vatsim, and that's how we communicated. But I just wanted to try the Zibo model to see if that works, and then I'll get on Vatsim live, and then also the level up, and I'm next to also check with Flight Factor 777 V2. Check that one out. Okay, the point of critical point, put the waypoint right in front of Vasco. So that's when we make a decision if we have any problems. Turn around or keep going. Lower to 10,000 feet, turn on the APU, and radar reports, and just head in. Okay, let's call for pushback.
Grounded cockpit, tow is driving up.
Thank you. Okay, everybody's there. We'll get rid of these guys. collisions on. Okay, we're all set.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, we'll push back and to runway 36. And we could just stay on the ramp, take Bravo down to Bravo 1. T21. Bravo. Basically stay on the ramp. Runway 36.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Hold on. 1 minute. Let me just double check. See, that number changed. 140, 149, and 156. This number changed because it started raining. Let's see, 96.3. That's fine. On our thrust. And temperature is +6, so it's not the icing that's required, but we're good there. So let's go. And the trim is going to be 5.53. Right there.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and start lossless scaling. Let me get rid of the data output. Well, I'll keep the data output up there because I want to keep an eye on the CPU and the GPU in this test. Okay, it is in 2. One's rotating. 25%. Introduce fuel. Start switches out. And start number 1. Start valves open. That's 25. 59, 57 to 59, the starter valve will come out. There we go. Starter valve is out. Bus 1.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
APU is not required. Close the valves. ISO packs, air conditioning packs. Pitot heat. anti-crow heat, anti-ice, recall. Let the guys go. Auto brake to RTO. And then we'll check the flight controls. Let's just make sure that they're out of the way first. TCAS coming on.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Thank you. Have a great day. Good old A&A. Those are our partners with United. Okay, let's check final weights. We're looking at, we started out with 167,201 and we got 167.6. 5% on the CG. Now we're going to burn a little bit of that on the taxi. Laps 5. And the ice is not going to be required. Thrust, let's see, 96.2. Right, back to 96.2 and not 96.3. Trim 55.53. FMC, do we have a SID? Yes, it's in. MCP is set, VNAV and LNAV. Runway heading 350. Okay, let's taxi to the runway. Lights. Check for no conflict. Clean this thing out. There we go. here. I didn't need to do the boarding myself. Okay, you're set there. Alright. Departure announcements. Cabin lighting. Air conditioning pressurization set 33,000. ISO valve. Start switch is continuous. Transponder is on. Okay. Let's set the clock. Go flying. Heading of 357 and at 500 feet make a left turn.
6.
And we're looking for 149 on the speed. On a heading 149, excuse me. 11,000 foot runway.
On runway 36.
6. Pressure, toga.
knots.
Release back pressure. $149. We got 96.4 on the thrust.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Trim. Get that trim in there.
$400.
400. 500. So enter a heading of 217.
1,000.
IMC. Trim. Flaps up. That's one. now flaps up. At the takeoff checklist, engine bleeds and packs are on. Gear up and off. And flaps up, lights are out, RTO off. Okay, 211. And then 177. Feet is a transition altitude. $127. Six. Okay, coming up to 10,000, and then we'll pitch down for a climb speed of 340. Alright, the CPU is 298 while the GPU is 239. Keep monitoring those guys. 10,000, lights off. Six. And 122, and that's the end of our sit. Pgum. Pgum. It's pretty nice. B737. There's 14,000. You have to monitor that speed. Okay, coming to the end of the SID, which is Pgum. Climb should be out of before Leland or afterwards, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let me get some times here. Okay, so we're out at 203 and off at 218. All right, 128. 45. Okay, so here is our 180-minute ring. And here is the alternate airport if we need an emergency landing or anything. Romeo, Juliet, Tango, Alpha. For ETOPS. Okay, so at Leland, it's 13 nautical miles. It should take us 16 minutes. Got 3 minutes to go. Right there. Put at 145. stuttering. Now this is a possibility that Map Enhancement is downloading the new graphics or sceneries. Okay, 7.5 nautical miles to go for Lynn. Bumpity bump bump. Already past Leland. And let's look at the fuel. 28.4 and we got 28.8, so we're good on the fuel. Okay. Just trying to get past this turbulence up here. Is going to be 100. Oh, excuse me, 180 for the next heading. Frame rate. What causes that? Yep, I got that. Down to 320. look like we're going to break out on top. It's 100 miles. Okay. Mach speed should be 7.9. Flight level 300. Let's go to 10 degrees for turns. Still got that ring. And we have a tailwind. If we turn around, that makes it a headwind. So it all determines if I would, if anything would go wrong, I would turn and head towards RJ Tango Alpha instead of going further out. Switches. Flight level 320 to 410, 8,000 cabin altitude pressure.
To go.
Okay, thank you, Bob. And according to the log, it's supposed to be 20 minutes, and we're 3 minutes past that, so it took us a little bit longer to get the top of climb. And while it's showing top of climb should be 27.9 on the fuel. We got 27.5, so we're about 400 pounds under. And hopefully we'll make up for that as we reach cruise and have a steady speed. Also depending on this side. And now we have a tailwind, so that should help us pick up some time. Okay, so we'll let the flight attendants do their service. Good out there.
Verehrte Damen und Herren, wir haben unsere Reiseflughöhe jetzt erreicht. Alles verläuft nach Plan. Das heißt, wir erwarten eine pünktliche Landung. Die Anschaltzeichen wurden ausgeschaltet, aber ich darf Sie dennoch darauf hinweisen.
Okay, I believe he is speaking German.
Sobald Sie Ihre
All right. We'll get back to that in a minute. All right, so we're in cruise. Let's see. About 2 hours or so left in the flight. Let's take a look and see if this is the optimum altitude. It says optimum at 357. We can go up to 358. But let's see first. Put that back on there. And I believe that it would. Okay, so it gives us the okay to climb now. But first we go to ATC to get permission. Okay, and due to aircraft performance, we should be okay. Let's see what option says. Climb 2, there we go. Climb 2, and then we verify it. And then we can send it. Alright. Wait a minute. Okay. ATC link. To the log. What's the climb altitude? Altitude at 35 due to performance. And they said climb and maintain flight level 350. Report leveling at 350. Awesome. And we put Wilco, which means yes. And I responded to Wilco. Now we can climb up to 350. That's a better preferable altitude. Okay. request is in. Request to climb altitude flight level due to aircraft performance, which means that I can. You don't even have to put the aircraft performance in, you're just requesting it. And then they come back and they tell you climb to maintain altitude 350. Report level altitude. And then we go Wilco, which is Roger, okay. That cool?
To go.
Okay. Then 171. Alright, pitch it down. Almost there. 200 feet to go. Okay, 350, and they want us to report back. Menu. In this case, go back to, remember report page doesn't work, so we're just going to free text. Level, wing, space, at, space, FL350. Okay, that goes up here to line 1. We can send a text. See, refresh. I sent the text leveling at 350. And I went to their page, EPWW Echo Papa Whiskey Whiskey. Okay. And then we should get a response. Takes a few minutes. You should get a response. Let's see, because this is all new. So we reported, so we're in. That's it. Alright, I'm going to start doing a pre-setup for the arrival. And let's see. So there's no star. Frequency is going to be 110.3. Heading 063. Harlow is where we intercept the glide slope. And that's going to be it. That's going to be a final approach fix at 2000. Now let's see the ILS decision height. It's going to be 590 feet. Missed approach will be 3,000. The missed approach nodes climb to 2,100. Then a climbing right turn to 3,000 to the uniform November Zulu, which is Chester Nimitz VOR, and then to this waypoint, India Golf uniform, which is the localizer. Gotcha. Field elevation is 305 feet. Okay. And the initial approach fix is going to be CTOS. And we need to be at 3,000. And then Obale will be the initial intermediate fix. IF. And I believe that's still at 3,000. Yep. And that's going to be 14.3 from the airport, and Harlow is 7.3. Okay. So we got that. Let's see, we have 19.7 board now of fuel, and it looks like we'll have, they're estimating, the computer's estimating about 11,000 pounds left. So let's subtract those numbers. 11.0 from 19.7 gives us 8.7, so we should have 8.7. So 8,700 pounds of fuel. We'll subtract that 8,700 from 154,900, which is the actual weight of the airplane now. Gives us 146,200. 146.2. And let's see, 30-degree flaps. It's going to be 149 plus 5. That makes it 154. Okay. Alternate, which really we don't need it, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. That's going to be should be Saipan, yeah. PGSM. Okay. Next, let us take a look at that. See what the current weather is like. Showing VFR. Navigraph. Winds are at 110 at 8, 10 statute miles visibility. A few clouds at 2,200. Few clouds at 3,400. Temperature is 29. Dew point is 22. Altimeter 2987. So let's put good in there. Temperature is 29. A little warm. Field elevation showing 305. Okay, let's go to the arrival page or descent forecast. Now this works on the Zibo mod, but it doesn't work on the level up. They haven't completed this page. But we'll see the different winds. Let's load it. No wind data. Okay. I could put those winds in manually. Yeah, maybe I'll come back and do that. Okay. 770. The runway is about 11 or 12,000. I'll double check. Auto brake foot 2. So there's 110.3. There's the Guam localizer 063, and it's 12,000 foot. So I got that right. Okay, so let's go set up the radios. 110.3. And there is a VOR Nimitz. Chester Nimitz. He's going to be 115.8. First officer will handle that. Runway length 305. Perfect. So just in case if we need that, we have that. And let's see. 305 from 350 times 3 is 104 nautical miles. The top of descent. Okay, we go to the fixed page. We no longer leave the Japan. Alternate. Put in Guam. Put in 104. Okay, we'll go back to legs page. Oops, passed it. Runway 6. Put the fix page in. Go down. Go down. Drop it here. I'd like to put a 30 nautical mile ring to show that we're entering their airspace. And then, let's see. Low bail is 14.3. Okay. Runway heading is 063. This is where we'll intercept the ILS. And that takes place at 7.3 nautical miles. Okay. So we're still doing good. Let's see something here. I added this page in myself for Aviatap. Let's see, what was our departure? JBB. Oh, GG. Here we are. So let's see, we're at 350, we can put 340 and 300 in there. $340, 300, and 240. Alright, 340 is 249 at 9. 249 at 9. 300 is 233 at 9. 233 at 9. And 240 is going to be 141 at 2. 141 at 2. Okay, so we have those in. It's outside temperature just in case if it gets below freezing level. We may turn the anti-ice on. So far everything is looking good there. And so now the computer will get our numbers in there. Pretty much we are all set for the approach. Let's go over here and put in 063. Back over here we'll put in 063 and then we'll just rely on trying to stay on top of things with the heading ourselves. Okay. It's 100 nautical miles. 109. The other one's 211. The other one's 151 and then 91. So probably when we get, let's say 45 nautical miles, well, you'll see the ring when when it gets to 104, that's when we'll start to, we'll be at the top of descent, and that's when we'll start to get down quick. Let's see, 200. I'm showing 154. Yeah, see, these speeds may be restricted. I'm gonna see how you do 230 knots at 2,000 feet at that intersection. That's just, it's crazy. Dumping everything out there. Okay. You got that crab in there for that wind. Alright, let's see. Descent checklist, pressurization set 300 because it's 305. Recall. Finish fuel in the center tank. Reference speed's going to be 30-degree flaps at 154. I'm going to revise it. 151. And plus 5, so it should be 156. Alright, landing distance, runway 6 left, 12,024. FMC radios are set. The captain has the localizer for now, and the FO has the VOR. We'll switch the FO to the localizer. Approach briefing complete. Auto brake number 2. Okay, 75. We're going to go ahead and start down early.
Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the remainder of the flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
Okay, manage that speed on the speed brake. request weather. Pgum for Guam. Oh, okay, there it is right there. I get doorbell. Alright, 2985. Okay. On the auto brake. Transition altitude and transition levels 18,000 feet. This is a nice gradual descent. I wanted to start it earlier because we're at flight level 350, and plus when you get to that Satis intersection, you're still too high. So I want to make sure that I get there at 3,000 feet, and on point I'm going to have to handle the speed restriction because that's too fast. Real life, Guam is not a very congested airport. It's all United just about, some other guys, but easy to separate the traffic. Okay, let's see. Still winds at 11. At 110, at 8, gusting at 16, 30, and 23. 7-degree spread, so we don't show any moisture, so we're pretty good there. Yeah, according to the charts, you have 3,000. Mantis. $89 nautical miles. Still going to put in 5-degree flaps and bring it to 210. And this is, there is Saipan. Of course, anything, if we crossed the Pacific and we had a problem beforehand, we would still make it here. We got a little bit of a right crosswind. Yeah, you could head to it or continue on. The airport's right there for a while. Bail. Let's see, 4-degree heading, and then it's 063. Slowing it down. Just help it out with a little speed brake. miles, 18,000. Switch that. Yeah, I'm putting some, yeah, I'm way ahead of you. Okay, 250 or below, you can put 1, 2 degree flaps, 250, 5 degree flaps, no greater than 250. Okay. Alright, 40 miles. So 240 we'll put in 5 because that's a tight turn on that arc. Then we got to drop it down to 220. $35 miles.
Altimeter setting.
It's set. Thank you, Barbara. Lights. Okay, the cabin is ready. That's cool. Stars in. Okay, start switches. Speed brake is armed. Gear not yet. And flaps. Just put some in a little while ago. We got 1 degree. I don't want to overstress. Alright, 25. Holding 239, 238. I want 230. When you put in 230, you can go straight to 5 degree flaps. Still 110. gusting. Okay, 17 nautical miles. Okay. So 11 miles out, 5,000, doing good. Gonna make a right turn and then we'll do that arc. Okay, very good. Okay, and the arc is saying 227, but I want 210. Five miles. I bet you're asking for a drag. Yep, I knew it.
Thousand to go.
All right, thank you, Bob. And let's see, Harlow is 2,000. Perfect. There's the airport back here. beautiful picture right there. When we get to bail, it'll be 15-degree flaps, speed down to 190. Right on it. Perfect. Number 156. Go to 190. 15-degree flaps. Check. That's not right. You're running me right into Harlow. It's making me run right into Harlow, and see, this approach is not right. Always happens. Okay. And there's Harlow right there. I'm right behind it.
Radio altimeter.
Just go ahead and put 3,000 back in the window. Uh, 770. Turn to a heading of 063.
Flight slow. 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 Flight slow.
156.
1,000 feet, stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Minimums. Take rate. 400. Take rate. Take rate. Flight slow. 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 Flight slow.
Okay, just keep that nose down. Let's get that speed out of there.
Flight slow. Minimums.
Pitch, power.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Too fast.
All right.
Unstable.
Flight slow.
Okay, wind's coming in from the right.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
A little bit displaced
Flight 300. Flight slow.
runway.
Flight slow. 200.
Unstable. Unstable.
Oh, we're fine. I'm the captain.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. All right. A little bit all over the place, but not everywhere.
80 knots.
Braking. Fast. Have to tone down the rudder pedals. And that worked out really good on this approach, starting at flight level 350, and I came down a little bit early. Just took half the mileage from Windsor waypoint. And I don't know what happened, why the FMS decided to turn me real early. I didn't even do the complete arc. Okay, so this is 3000 turning into CTOS. 3089. Slowing it down. I'm at 226. I want 210. And there's the airport in the background. The one on the higher up, that's the Air Force Base. Okay. This is where the flight management system started to make me turn earlier, which was wrong. So that's when I needed to take over. When I finally caught it, it put me, I put myself behind the Harlow waypoint, and that's where to intercept the glide slope. And I had to bring it down to 2000 right here. Slow it down. I got 200 on the knots. towards Harlow, which is the intercept, the glide slope waypoint. And you need to be at 2,000, so adjusting pitch and speed. And I should be at 156 when I make my turn in. There's the airport back here. Got these mountains. They're about 1,000 foot high. There's the airport right here. This is the runway 6 left, 12,000. Alright, 1,500, a little bit below the 2,000 mark. Speed is 140 and 194, still cooking a little bit. I'm still going with 30-degree flaps. $1,300, 1,300. Speed is 177. I have a right headwind, quarterly headwind. $800. Still speed at 176. Working on bleeding it off. 500. Pitch and power. Keep that speed in there and then just pitch it up and down. $350. Displaced runway, displaced threshold. Okay. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, I didn't slam it on there, so that was good. The rudder pedals here. I have to tighten it up because I don't have to give it that much. There's the first officer's side. Bit of aggressive turn there. Okay, well, that works for me.